He knew the world was out for grabs, and he searched to find his freedom, 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 oh, freedom.
What's going on, everybody? This is Jacob Rakowski. Hope you're all doing extremely well. I have a new phrase that pays for you while you're prospecting. I got this from somebody that I was actually prospecting, and they were in a network marketing business. But it sounds so good that I can't just not share it. As a matter of fact, I used it, and with certain people, it will completely light their light bulbs up. So here is the phrase that pays. And ultimately, when you're prospecting for the business, you need to share phrases that ultimately are going to be of interest to the audience that you're sharing it with. So if you have an audience that might be interested by this, might be curious or intrigued by this, then you use this. If you don't, then you don't. But somebody that I was prospecting described what they do is basically they build a business from their phone, and then they share the products with people that they know, and they also help others start their own business working from their phone. And this is a woman who stays at home with her baby boy. And brand new baby boy, a couple weeks old. And, one thing you could say is I also help people run a business from their phone so they can stay at home with their kids. But I was checking out of the rental car place. I rented a car here in Atlanta. And I was talking to a very, very sharp, very, very ambitious, very, very motivated and driven young gentleman who really, really, really impressed me with his ability to handle me as his customer. Now, I wasn't about to buy any of this rental car insurance, and I wasn't about to, get any upgrade or blah, 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 or whatever, but I was going to make him an offer. And I said, you know what? You are absolutely amazing. I totally appreciate your service. What's your plan long term? He said, you know what? I want to travel. I want to be able to move around. I've been working here for a little bit, and I see people, that get to travel for work, and it's really exciting to see, and I want to be able to travel for work too. And what I said was, well, you know what, man, you've impressed me so much with your service. You know what? Me and my business partners here in town actually help people start a business that you can travel anywhere and work it entirely from your phone. So basically the phrase is, my business partner and myself coach people to run a business that you can run entirely from your phone and work anywhere in the world. You can make a six-figure income. I'll put in a good word for you. You've been amazing, da-da-da-da-da. So the phrase is, we coach people to run a business that you can work entirely from your phone and work from anywhere in the world. That's kind of the gist of it. We coach people to run a business from their phone. Who doesn't want to work from their phone? Who doesn't want to be able to work anywhere in the world? And maybe you could phrase it a little bit better for the person you're talking to. I don't really know. But the basis of it is we coach people to work on their phone. You can run a business. You get to pick your schedule, all that stuff. Well, wow, that's amazing. What is it? Well, it's a little bit too much to explain, but you know what? Let me get in touch with you in the next couple of days. I kind of got to go. But let's set up a time to go over some details, and maybe we could have a position for you. I'll put in a real good word for you, that kind of thing. Right? So I hope that message came through clear. We coach people to run a business from their phone that enables them to travel and pick their schedule. That's really attractive, especially to a person of a younger age bracket that wants that flexibility, maybe even of a not so young age bracket that wants that flexibility. A couple more tips I have for you guys is, number one, just be grateful. Just be grateful for what you have. The last few months, I've been, really, really doing amazing. I felt I've been doing amazing in the business, but we can always be stuck in our head of what we think we should be doing, and by thinking in that mindset of what we think we should be doing constantly, we neglect to be grateful for what we have. And I was looking at, obviously the month ended yesterday, and I was sitting there looking at my totals for last month and my income for last month, and you know what? It was a lot, but in April and March, I actually made more But for some reason, I was more grateful for May's income, even though I had made more. It's not a lot more, but you know, a little bit more in March and April. I made a tiny bit less in May, and I was more grateful for it. And I didn't understand why, but it was just because of my perception, because I looked at it and I said, oh my gosh, I'm doing amazing. This is a killer income. People would just absolutely die for this, to be able to pick their schedule and be able to have a business that allows them to, you know, be their own boss, pick their own appointments, all that stuff. And in the months before, I had actually earned a little bit more, but I was less grateful for it. Why? Because what I was focusing on, oh, well, it's, you know, blah, blah, blah number, but why isn't it this number? Why isn't it here? Why isn't it this, you know, constantly looking for what wasn't there rather than being grateful for what was there, and obviously saying, okay, well, that's what it is. I know what I need to do to get to the next level, but at the same time being super, super grateful and appreciative truly for what I did have. And that attracts abundance. Gratitude for what you have attracts abundance. The final thing I'll tell you guys that's very, very important is that you got to be compassionate with yourself and not beat yourself up. Today, I got very little sleep, like 3 hours of sleep, got up, I'm here traveling today, and I sampled like 6-7 people, and I only got, I think, 3 people's contact information. A couple times I was at the grocery store, a couple times I was kind of on the fly, really didn't have the time to establish the connection, but I did give the samples, and I was sitting there thinking, wow, what a waste. I just wasted 4 samples. I didn't get their contact information. My information's on it, yes, but I didn't get their information. What a waste. Man, I should be getting everybody's information, which of course I should be. But at the same time, I realized, okay, well, what if I hadn't given it, period? And there really wasn't time to get the contact information. Not without, you know, kind of jumping all over them and causing a big holdup in the grocery line or whatever, or, you know, causing a big situation. So I just said, you know what? I did my very best, and next time I'm going to do my very best. I'm here to tell you that if you do your very best every single day, everything will always work itself out for you. Always strive to do the very best you can, but if the best you can do is the best you can do, then accept that, be grateful for that, and just keep on doing better. Lastly, I will be gone for the next 5 days. Won't be making a video or anything. I got so much out of my time out here in the mountains that I'm doing one more round before the summer really, really kicks off and gets going, so I can be more focused for the next 7 months. So I encourage all of you to make your own video and lead the team and show the team what you're learning. So that's my tips. Love each and every one of you.
The world was out for grabs, and he searched to find his freedom.